And so, one of the things that I don't, how do you say, one of the things that I don't take for granted is the fact that once in a while, every few years, I get to actually take holiday breaks. I get to travel, I get to spend time with family. And that's nice, and that's nothing to sneeze at. I know that a lot of people don't get that choice, and it's nice and it is pleasant. The one thing that I will always despise about it, hate with such contempt, is just the idea that every single time I come back, I return to a mountain of direct messages from the rest of the company, assuming that I'm supposed to address things whenever they need it, and of course, the bigger mountain of emails, and just trying to catch up to all of it, just trying to formulate proper answers, just trying to suggest, oh, by the way, I wasn't around. Takes the first week. It takes the first week. In the meantime, you're of course swamped with new work, and that is the beginning of the first year. And hello and welcome to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, otherwise known as Ales Gentleman Streamer, the excellence of an execution, the no throne Cicerone, and that is my partner in crime, Churro, over there. Churro, of course, one of the remaining members of Los Lobos. Today we're going to play Metroid Zero Mission. This is a game that we have been playing for, I want to say, 8-9 sessions at this point. It's a very fun game, very much enjoying it myself. We just beat Ridley last time we played, and so we're pretty happy with ourselves. I have no idea where to go next, but I'm pretty stoked about that. I did want to give a small shout out to our most recent follower. Thank you very much for the follow. Follows are of course anonymous. You're welcome to say hello, or you're welcome to forever hold your peace. Before we actually get into brass tacks, of course, we have to talk about what is on tapped today. And so let's go ahead and turn on the Ales cam and see exactly what is on tapped. Go on this side of the screen. And there we go. So, today what we have over here... Oh, I forgot my pause. Give me just a second here. Oh, my pause. Just a second over here. If you're gonna do things, you gotta do them properly, you know? Can't simply, no time for half measures, as one Walter White once said. Okay, that feels a lot better. I was wondering why something felt like it was amiss. Let's go ahead and turn on the Ales cam. Okay, much better. So today what we have is our one of tried and true brew. This is North Coast Brewing's Old Rasputin, and this is a Russian Imperial Stout. As you can see right here, it's got the picture of Rasputin, which of course was the main adversary in, it's not Disney. I know it's not Disney. Sullivan Bluth? No, that doesn't make any sense. Well, everyone's favorite cartoon, Anastasia, of course. And so this is a Russian Imperial Stout. I very much like the can artwork on this. It's kind of like it's like a pointillism. It's like a wood engraving. It's nice. It's very iconic. You can't miss it. And then it's got some gold on the top. It's quite nice. I like it. What exactly is a Russian Imperial Stout, you might be asking to yourself? Well, a Russian Imperial Stout, of course, is a type of stout. A stout in itself is simply an ale. It is an ale that brews dark, and the reason why it brews dark is simply because of the types of grains, the types of malts that are used. Specifically, you end up using some chocolate malts, some crystal malts, some caramel malts, and when you brew those strains, they actually brew dark, like Coca-Cola, like Pepsi-Cola. Stouts tend to be very robust. They're very good in their sugar content. They present their sugars first, and they're quite delectable in that way. They're also very toothsome. They've got very complex flavors. They're quite rich. There's a wide variety of stouts, of course. They're not just simply all about the sugars. You got things such as coffee stouts. Coffee stouts are nice in the sense that they incorporate some coffee, and of course you get a coffee-like flavor into it. There's a small variation of that, the breakfast stout, which also incorporates some chocolate, makes it a mocha-like flavor. There is, of course, just plain old chocolate stouts, which taste like chocolate, but by Jove, they have no chocolate. Then you got things like oatmeal stouts, which incorporate oatmeal into the bill, which gives it the brew a particularly frothier taste, more like cereal. You got things like milk stouts, which of course incorporate milk, and of course lactose specifically, which gives your beer a slightly milkier taste. Finally, you have things such as a pastry stout, which of course makes it so that your beer tastes like the yummiest possible pastry. Things like cinnamon rolls, things like cheesecake, and things like, what's the last thing that I generally say? I don't know, oatmeal cookies. Let's go with that. Yeah, stouts are very varied. But that is enough of what I have to say on the matter. Let's go over here and see what Untapped has to say. Very quickly, let's turn off the ales cam. Okay, here we go. Produced in the tradition of the 18th century English brewers who supplied the court of Russia's Catherine the Great, Old Rasputin seems to develop a cult following wherever it goes, and I must be a groupie, I guess. It's a rich, intense brew with a big, complex flavors and a warming finish. 9%, very respectable. When you see the moniker Imperial on anything, it generally is not necessarily something that's regulated, but it generally means anything higher than 8% alcohol by volume, at least. That's what I found. Let's go ahead and turn back the ales cam. And let's go ahead and actually taste this thing. And today we've simply got our standard pint glass. This one comes from Devil's Canyon, which you can see right there. Every once in a while you do want to just have your standard pint glass. Let's hope that this one doesn't pop on me. Viewer beware, you might be in for a scare. And let's go ahead and pour this. Make sure that you pour at an angle so that you don't have too much of the foamies. You might sometimes hear that stouts and porters are actually the same style, and in many ways they are, but one way to differentiate them is if they have a brown head, and this is kind of a brownish head, but it's not a total brown head, then it is a porter. If you see a whitish head, then it is a stout. This one is kind of in that gray area of white and brown, to be perfectly honest with you. Not the best example to talk about this, but yeah, white stouts, browns, porters. Let's go ahead and actually taste this. Let's go ahead and first take a whiff at it. Very refreshing taste. Lots of good malt notes there. Some very light coffee. I want to say maybe like an Earl Grey coffee. Kind of a... Whoa! And we have a streaming legend joining us today. How are you doing, Rich? Good to see you. It is very kind of you to join us today. Let's see, Old Rasputin's a classic where I'm from. Really? Have you had much of it? You know, it's kind of an acquired taste for me because for the longest time I kind of felt like it was a little too bitter for me, and then eventually I kind of just got to understand its flavor, and it's more of a sipping beer than anything else. But thank you very much for letting us know. And of course, Anybody who is watching out there, past, present, or future, kindly give our friend Rich Lich Glitch a follow, who is an excellent streamer, certainly one of my favorite streamers. Certainly has the Ales seal of approval, which is almost just as good as Nintendo's seal of quality, some might say. Last, they were playing Resident Evil. I'm assuming it was the first one. Maybe it was the first one. Certainly feel free to let us know. Yeah, it's quite strong, absolutely. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for popping in today. Here's hoping that your Wednesday has been solid. Let's actually go ahead and finish this particular tasting over here. You also caught me in my PNG tour night. Yeah, I might not be as well, let's say actually today I'm more handsome than usual. How about let's say that. But yeah, some very strong frothy notes, good coffee notes. I want to say light chocolate. Maybe it's more of a dark chocolate than a milk chocolate. I want to say slight cream on the nose as well. Famanale, dear viewer. Ooh, creamy, rich, very strong on the palate. Sugars first, very light on the bitters on the back. No lasting bitters to speak of. I want to say complexity, a body composition of a 4 out of 5. I want to say good nuts, more like peanuts over macadamias, if that makes any sense. Slight creaminess, maybe more vanilla than coconut. That's kind of how I range my creaminess. And maybe some herbal notes. I want to say maybe that comes from the coffee itself. But yeah, it's a delicious drink. I kind of like it. I say that, and of course I've had it at least 20 times on stream. The Resident Evil 1 remake randomizer. Rich, are you a pro at randomizers at this point? I feel like not only do you master retro games, but then you go and just decide to take it upon yourself to do randomizer runs. I'm always very impressed by that. Once again, thank you very much for popping in, and the fact that you decided to subscribe to a little old me that only does this as a hobby. But yeah, that is what we'll be drinking for the night. I don't want to waste any more folks' time over here with ridiculous banter, but we love it. I find them very fun and get better over time, but there's always areas to get better. No, of course, there's always ways to shave off time. There's always going to be folks out there who are better than you, and there's always new new cliffs to rise to, and I'm sure that this is something that you enjoy. This is part of your design, Rich. I'm always impressed. But yeah, I do have one question of the night, just in case anybody feels like answering question of the night. What do you like to wear in the cold? I'm gonna give my boring answer, and I'm gonna give my more interesting answer. I want to say generally I will just wear thick jackets, and I mostly just wear faux leather jackets, but in the cold I wear thick faux leather jackets with hoodies. Now, the fun answer though is scarves, and they're like I don't know what you call it, cloth scarves. And the reason for that is because I feel like I look dashing. That is my reason. So feel free to answer that question if you want. Also feel free to not. But with that, let's go back to the world of Zeebs in Metroid Zero Mission. Gloves and a beanie are necessary. I do love a comfortable beanie, Rich. I completely agree with that. The one problem that I have found... Oh my gosh, that is loud. Maybe it's just loud for my ears. Let me know if the sound is okay. Hopefully it's okay. It still looks like it's in the blue for me. So the one issue that I found with beanies and hoodies, as much as I like them, I like to just have stuff over my head. It just makes me feel cozy. It's that ever since I've started styling my hair, it's a complete no-no. Like I can't style my hair and then immediately wear something over my head. It just undoes everything. It undoes the 10 minutes that I wasted doing that. So I would love them, but they're used very sparingly. And I think I had a suspend point here. I'm gonna assume that I had a suspend point here. And let's go with this one. But yeah, right there with you in terms of gloves. And so the last thing that we did, surprisingly enough, give me a second to... Excuse me about that. I feel like I got the longest lasting coughs in the world. So sometimes that I can't shake that off. I can't shake it. Enemy mothership approaching. But yeah, I'll cough for several years, even though my cold is technically gone. But yeah, I do enjoy the gloves. Another thing that I discovered, not really discovered, but was obviously much like every other person out there on the planet, I need to use my phone. I don't think that I could be without my phone anymore, even though I feel like I do pretty well in terms of like not abusing it. Every time I get gloves, at this point I go with the option to get those like little holes in the gloves that allow your fingers to come out, so just in case I need to actually activate my phone. And I know that there are gloves that have like little thumbprints to activate your screen. They have rarely worked for me. They have been terrible. Maybe it's just my fingers. Maybe my fingers don't work. Yeah, they don't work very well, exactly. Thank you, Rich. It's not just me. I'm not the crazy one. They are. But yeah, I like the gloves with the little holes in them, specifically for the index fingers and thumbs. But then of course those fingers get cold. And then nobody's happy. Nobody's happy, I tell you. Okay, can we get everything back? No, I've had those and they didn't work. I just took them off to text. Yeah, it's also just cumbersome, right? It's cumbersome. But that's how it goes. Gloves are nice until I can't wear them. Are you liking this game so far? So here's the thing, Rich. Maybe, I don't know, I might be preaching to the choir here, but now that I played Fusion, Super Metroid, and I feel like I'm at the very least halfway through Zero Mission, I can tell you that this one is probably my favorite, which I never thought. I always thought that Fusion was going to be my favorite, but I really like this one. It's just very intuitive. It makes you feel smart, and I don't know how to explain it, but at no point have I felt completely lost. And of course the thing about Fusion is that I feel like everything is kind of telegraphed, and that's fine. I like that. I like Fusion, and it's been my favorite for the longest time. Chungus? Oh my god. Raid by Chungus. Hold on a second. We gotta hold our horses here, folks. Hold our horses. I don't think that's how that goes. Let's go to intermission for just a quick second. My goodness, thank you very much for the raid, Chungus. How are you doing this fine day? Very much appreciated. How are you doing? It is good to see you. What have you been up to? I'm sorry to say that I have not been in your stream as of late, and it is something that I have to correct. But you know what? 2025 is young, and so I know that I will have time to correct it. For anybody watching right now, stop what you're doing, stop watching this stream, drop those hot French breads and follow Chungus Guitarist, who was last playing Crosscode. Excellent streamer, always a great conversationalist. Certainly one of the folks that how do you call it? Just certainly a place that I tune in to simply relax and exchange cool thoughts. And yeah, Crosscode is actually a cool game that he's been playing. Kind of like kind of looks like Chrono Trigger, except if it took place in the world of Xenosaga. It's kind of how I think about it. But yeah, thank you very much for the raid, Chungus. For anybody that doesn't know me, please remain not knowing me. But for those who stay past that warning, I am Ales, aka Alewolf, gentleman streamer, the No Throne Cicerone, and Beer Goggles 21, and I stream mostly retro content, sometimes modern. I have a corgi who is right there. His name is Churro, and I like to talk about beer. And today we are drinking a delicious imperial stout known as Old Rasputin, the enemy of Anastasia. So Thank you very much for all those that popped in. Feel free to rate and fade in. You must. I know streaming is a difficult task, and if you have to go, I hate to say this, but you can go. I will not hold you here hostage as I have in the past. But yeah, let's go back to Metroid. Thank you for the kind words. I mean every single one of them, Chungus. You're a really cool individual, and that goes without me saying any silly jokes. But yeah, where were we here? Yeah, so I feel like I like a Metroid Zero mission the most at this point. I feel like it's become my favorite. I have to replay Fusion because I know it's been years, and that's probably what's next for me in terms of Metroid games. But yeah, this has been kind of like the right game. Why can't I get out of here? Maybe I have to run. Ouch! No, that doesn't make sense. Is it a landmine sort of thing? Is that what it is? No, that's where we drop. That's a drop. I wonder what you will think of Metroid Dread. You know, I actually own that, but I haven't played it yet. I'm hoping that it'll be a good adventure. The one thing that I really enjoyed about what's it called, Fusion, is the fact that you did have that factor of somebody chasing you around the entire time and that you had to run away from. And I know that there is some of that in Dread. I have heard that there is some of that in Dread already. What am I not doing here? Why can't I just get out of this place? I just want to make like a tree and get out of here. It's not. It kind of looks like there's something. Yeah, and I hope at some point I get to play the remake for what's it called? Metroid 2. What is it? Samus Returns. Of course, I'd have to find a way to play it off of my 3DS, and I don't know how I would actually capture that. I know that there's some high-tech way of doing that, but I haven't figured it out. It must be at the top. It's gotta be at the top. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. What am I? It's weird. The answer is probably right in front of me. What if I just stay on the pipe? Do they actually come out if I stay? It's like a piranha plant, right? Gotta focus. Okay, so got here, and there we go. We're out. Yeah, 3DS capturing is hard. I can imagine. So hopefully by the time the Switch 2 comes out and they decide to start releasing retro games on it, maybe they start releasing some 3DS games. It just it's kind of weird to think about the fact that I guess 3DS is kind of sort of becoming a retro console. Of course, it all depends on what you consider a retro console, but it is kind of starting to get that feel. Okay, and this one is a run. It's gotta be from the other room. I've always wanted like a console version of a 3DS and a DS. That certainly wouldn't be bad. I stand here saying that I'm ashamed to say it. And yes, I know that about 50% of the things I say on stream I should be ashamed of. But I am ashamed to say that I want to say there's a good 30 to 40% of the games I own on DS and 3DS that I never got to play. And of course, definitely not Metroid because I don't have that one, but something like a Project Cross Zone 2 I have on my 3DS, and I had this incredible intention of playing it, and I just never got the chance to do so. And I feel like that would be like a game that would be perfect for stream, but of course I have no way to actually stream it, or at the very least it would be very difficult. And then what else? Like stuff like what is it called? Some of those rhythm games that existed on that platform as well were kind of just good. Oh yeah, I can just jump. Why am I bomb jumping? Let's see. That would let you use a tablet or something for the bottom screen. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be. I feel like it's a no-brainer. But yeah, so goes the limitations that we have now. But hey, while we're talking about impossibilities, hey, where's my Ales cam? Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, that's old Rasputin right there. He is Russian. And cheers to you. Well, I guess one thing that I neglected to say, because I'm a terrible individual, is one of the folks that taught me the basics or the entry points on how to get into PNG tubing was our friend Chungus. So I very much appreciate that. This has become such a nice method of streaming for like days where it's late and I really don't want to fix my hair. That's pretty much. I don't want to fix my hair. That's it. That's all. It is a very dark beer indeed. It is like the blackness of my soul. That was very dark. That was terrible. That was off-brand. But it is very dark. It is very coffee-ish, but also like chocolate. I can't imagine that there's more stuff over here. I know that's the map room, which is where we went. I feel like we probably need to go up here. I vaguely remember that there was something in this area. As a matter of fact, there might be something in this area. I remember that I came down to this chamber and there was a speed block somewhere that I failed to activate. And so I'm going to try and retrace my steps and get over there. And of course, that's one of the nice things about just Metroid games. There's lots of like free-form exploration. And at the very least, I feel like this game specifically always rewards you for just free-form exploration. Whereas Super Metroid, I'm gonna say it, didn't. Alright. Let's see, the software way of capturing a 3DS is not very good. I've tried it before. It sends the screen capture over Wi-Fi and kind of chugs and lags a lot. That does sound like it would be a very what's the word that folks use these days? It sounds like a very scuff way of connecting that. I can't imagine that it would be very crisp. I'm sure that the people that really are devoted to it probably find a way to wire their 3DSs directly to the computer somehow. But that sounds like, I don't know, soldering. As soon as you say the word soldering, I'm just like, I'm out. I don't want to do that. I will get burnt. So there's hardware mod chips you can get, but they are always expensive and hard to install. Yeah, and I kind of think that that's probably where that goes, right? I kind of feel that's where that goes. Yeah, so hopefully someday there's an easy way to do this. There's a slightly more accessible way to do this. Until then, I am happy to just play the retro games that I have. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, what is... Hey, come on. How is it that I've never been down here? Have I just never fallen? Right, and you just fall from that one. Oh my gosh, why aren't they burning to death? I don't understand how they are more resilient than me. You can't beat me, I've got a better ship. Okay, so some of these have to come back, right? Yeah, they came back. Is there actually a way out here? No, wait, yes? Oh, it's like a pipe. It's like a Mario pipe. Oh, why did my parents oh my god. This is ludicrous. Just, okay. Serenity now. Serenity now. We're in a room full of bugs that recharge us, and I'm having trouble. I'm having the troubles. Okay, let's charge for a second here. And voila. I think there's another one right here. Yeah. I just don't want to fall anymore. But let's, after I charge, I'm gonna actually take this fall intentionally. See what's down there. And I remember, you know, in this game I feel like it's relatively quickly. I do remember that in Super Metroid, this definitely took a lot more time and that the rewards were far more random. What a time to be alive. Okay, let's do this. Ouch. Of course I did that. Ah, okay. It looks like there's something here, right? There's something. Oh, huh. Let's wait for that block to come back. Wait, so an empty circle means that we probably already got it, if I recall correctly. So maybe there isn't actually something. Yeah, I think we're okay. Ah. I keep wondering if I could actually just go down these pipes. Probably not. That's not sensible. Well, thank you for the help. And I know that we have been here before. Probably move this to this side. To your health. And I don't think we need to go and activate these things. As a matter of fact, this might already be a passage that we've totally cleared. Yeah, so the dots versus the empty circles. I feel like... Okay, I'm gonna just take a moment to Google this. Metroid Zero mission. Empty circle on map. What do the white dots on the map mean? That is wrong. Can you miss the chart? The Metro Zero overhang corridor. Maybe it's open circle. Uncollected items be represented as circle on their respective map tiles and turn into dots when they are collected. Okay, so there's definitely something there in that that little chamber. I've just gotta explore some more. Let's do this the Max Steel way. Oh, come. Okay. That's okay, we'll get there. I forgot about the run. You know, one thing, now that we're talking about running and marathoning, one thing that I was never able to get into was starting with Mortal Kombat 3, they implemented the run button, and it was just something that I never learned. I know that it was there, and I know that it helped you make combos, but I just couldn't do it. No running for me. I don't think I got very far anyways. Mortal Kombat 2 was always my favorite. Okay. Maybe someday though. Maybe someday. There we go with fighting, the topic of the day, fighting game mechanics that I never got. There's always the concept of short hops in King of Fighters. Short hops are always they're like, oh, this is an advanced technique, and thus you must use it. And I was like, I don't know how to short hop. I just do the big jumps because it feels good. Let's see. I wasn't very good at blocking, so I feel you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I did a lot more projectile spamming than I ever did blocking. I did block every once in a while, but you know, when in doubt, sweep the leg. Just sweep the leg. Maybe it's like a missile thing where we're uncovering something. So it's directly down here. Oh, gotta get rid of this thing. Hopefully there's no more. No more. I felt like I heard something. I think we just have to go down. Ah, okay. So maybe we have to go down. Wait. Oh. It wasn't really lava? Hey. Seek, and you shall destroy. All attack. The hop system is crazy. There's like 8 different hops. Yeah, I've seen that video. I've seen the video where like there's your character right there, and then you show the arrows to all the different possible hop locations. So yeah, I don't deny that it is probably something that really good players know how to do and master, and they can punish people when they use it properly. But I'm just like, I don't. I like Yori. I like playing with Yori, and I like to do the purple flames, and I think that's enough. And of course, I do like. Are you okay, Buster Wolf? Which will always be a mystery to me. Okay, so now that we've collected that, let's keep going up. And I'm gonna just go ahead and get some water here. But yeah, I want to say that just to wrap up my rant on King of Fighters, I don't even know how I got on this, but it is probably my favorite 2D fighter. And not because I love the team system, and not because I think it is better than Street Fighter necessarily speaking. I mean, sometimes it is. it has got to be the characters and the ridiculous lore. Yeah, I know Street Fighter has a ridiculous lore, but King of Fighters is a step above. And so cheers to that. Oh, speaking of fighting, one piece of news item that I heard over the last few days was the fact that Raw, WWE Raw, World Wildlife Fund Raw, started streaming on Netflix, which sounds sounds good. I don't know that I will still catch it, but it sounds good, so I can just catch it straight. But I did hear that what's his name? I did hear that good old Hollywood Hogan, Hulk Hogan, got booed, and that made me happy. It's like, why are you coming out there? What are you doing? Get out of here. And that was a good day. That was kind of a good day. It was a terrible day work-wise, but it was good. Okay, so I hope that none of these blocks actually just disappear. Okay, we're doing okay. Ouch. Ah, good old wall jump. I probably didn't need to do that. But I've got this Ninja Gaiden syndrome. I feel like there must be something over on that side. Let's see. Yeah, that was funny. Walking out there like everyone forgot what he has done. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Ooh, wait. Oh, missiles. Oh, but then if I go that way, it's just gonna lead me out. I wanna check out what's the mystery on that little quadrant over there. It's always cool to see The Rock and how old he is now. If I looked at 10th and 11th as good as The Rock does, no matter how old he is, I'd probably be winning at life. But yeah, he can still do it. I guess he can still do it. I think he has a match, right? He's gonna fight, what's his name? Cody Rhodes? I thought I heard that. Maybe my facts are wrong. Or maybe he became his friend or something like that. Okay. Let's do our old trick here. I feel like even if we get up there, it's not gonna... Okay, we're gonna try one more time. Oh, here's the problem. Too many toasters. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. He wrestled last year at WrestleMania. Wasn't the best match, but he got to do one. Yeah, and I don't think that he anybody. How old is The Rock now? Now I'm thinking. How old is The Rock? How old is The Rock? 52 years old. Okay. So yeah, I don't think that you're ever gonna squeeze out like a great match out of him. I'm sure that he's there to just do the rock bottom, people's elbow. I'm sure that he can do way more than a Goldberg. That was a bad comparison. Uh, but yeah, I'm sure that he's basically there for just for a couple of spots. It's always it's the unfortunate thing. Nobody in wrestling or life, I guess, can defeat the ravages of time, and of course that makes sense. But I do feel like it. Oh, come on! That one hurt. That one hurt. Come on. What is this place? I'm gonna go back. We gotta go back, Marty. I really hate. Okay, hate is a strong word. I don't like hating, but I feel great contempt. Oh, I almost made it. Whenever I fall through a false floor. Almost. If it wasn't for these fellas. Oh my gosh, every time. The key is to, like, kill them and then make sure that you don't collect the drops so they don't regenerate so quickly. And I say that, it's like the briefest window of time possible. I almost feel like just going back up there and just doing it. Let's see. Penta should show up soon at least. Yeah. And that's probably something, at the very least, I want to see that spot whenever it does happen. Yeah, fake floors are annoying and give me trust issues. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like whenever I walk into a new Elden Ring map, and of course, I've got my shields up, just waiting to get ambushed. And when I do get ambushed, the shield does nothing. Okay, something is blocking me, I feel like, when I get to the top. I don't know what it is, but this seems like a fool's errand. So I've been here before. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna try to come back. I definitely... I feel like maybe there was something there. I'm not particularly sure. Question of the night. I like to wear a shirt and t-shirt and shorts. Sorry, I forgot T right there. Well, that is because Falco over here is a real man's man, kind of like William Regal back in the day. Welcome, Falco. How are you doing this fine evening? Good to see you. What have you been up to? Are you excited about Penta showing up on WWE Raw? And I say that knowing that you were the person that alerted me to that fact. While everybody's pondering about that, though, let's go ahead and give our very cool friend Falco Forte a follow, who was last playing Battlefield 2042. That was the best year of Battlefield. And of course, who is an excellent streamer and an esteemed friend of ours. So thank you very much for popping in, Falco. Hope you're having an excellent evening. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Try that one more time. Can I actually make it? Can I actually go back? Well, we might as well just give it a go. I'm really wondering where that floor that I missed though was. The memory is failing me. It could be on this side over here, but that wouldn't make sense. feel like we've got to go all the way back and do this whole thing. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Based on the map, at least, it looks like all of the circles have become dots. So I can't imagine that there's something extremely important over there. But I still feel like I gotta know. I gotta know. I gotta know. When can I see you again? Let's see. I'm not sure about how WWE will use Penta, so I'm going to reserve my judgment until I see it. Yeah, of course. I kind of just. That's actually a very wise way to approach the question, simply because WWE has been mishandled incoming superstars in the past. And at no point can I think that they did a really bad job than, what is it, like at this point 20 years ago, when all the WCW folks came into WWE, and they were basically just put there in order to lose, and that was terrible. What sadness. What could have been. Yeah, so hopefully he has a good debut. Okay, and of course there's definitely a false floor here, right? Maybe. I think there was... Yeah, it's like these 4 blocks right here. Okay, let's jump. Yes. Oh, these things are tough. Oh, come on. It's like the whole family's here. The gang's all here, Bionicle. Okay, good. I don't know why I waste my time defeating these things. It just gives me a certain level of satisfaction. Alright. We're going down. Two days to come. Okay, so let's keep going. And really, ideally, this would be a simple, what's the word? It would be a simple U-turn, a simple 360 through the map. Let's hope it's nothing more than that. Here's the map. Where do you wish to go? Oh, you can just go up there, right? Ooh. We were packing some fire there. Yeah, so I don't know if a lot of folks saw or are fans of Power Rangers. Power Rangers, that's the topic now. And one of my favorite seasons was always, what do you call it? Time Force Power Rangers. Funnily enough, it's a season that my brother and I saw with my mom, for all very strange. But yeah, the theme of this season was time travel. And the interesting thing about that is that you had 2 Red Rangers. Not one, you had 2. And the second Red Ranger was actually the sixth Ranger for that season. And so while the original, the primary Red Ranger was just like, I think, just Time Red, the secondary Ranger was known as the Quantum Ranger, which I always thought was a cool idea. I like the idea of just like, I don't know, quantumness. How do you quantify quantumness? The second cool thing about it was that his Zord, his robot, was known as the Quantosaurus Rex. So kind of like the Green Ranger's Dragon Sword, but it was red and it was gigantic. It was basically like a dinosaur that had like a missile launcher on its back. I don't know, that was really cool. I really liked it. And so the only reason why I'm thinking about this is simply because the Japanese version of this character was, I think, known as Time Fire as opposed to Quantosaurus. No, sorry, the Quantum Ranger. And I always thought that that was a cool name, Time Fire. So if I ever become a Power Ranger, I will probably steal that name. Alright, but enough of that shenanigans. Let's actually go ahead and take a quick break here. I need to give Churro his final walk and put him to bed. I will be back in about 5 to 6 minutes with some more Metroid Zero Mission. And I'm going to leave Samus right here. I'm going to assume that nothing bad will happen to her. But yeah, we'll be back after this break with more Metroid Zero Mission. And that's not what I wanted. Let's go over here. And hello and welcome back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Alewolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the world's least interesting man, alias Maximus. And we are back with a Metroid Zero mission. Thank you very much for everyone who is still around. And of course, our friend the Fool actually popped in while we were away. Thank you very much for lurking, the Fool. It's good to see you. I hope that you had a good Wednesday. Very much appreciate the lurk. I have to sleep lurk. Enjoy your stream, you cool bean. See, and that I don't know that anybody has called me a cool bean, but I find that priceless. I appreciate you, the Fool. Thank you so much for, for the kind words. I hope that you have a great rest, because sleep is incredibly important. And before I forget the thought, let's go ahead and give our friend, the Fool, a shout out, who is an excellent streamer. I want to say a recent-ish friend, but has certainly proven to be very supportive of all our functions. And just a very pleasant person to be around with. They were last playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And folks, that is where the timeline split. That is where it went 3 different ways. So I urge you to watch the full stream. And hey, Arcade Renegade, good to see you. What's going on? What's the good word? What have you been up to? Thank you very much for popping in. Once again, here's hoping that your Wednesday was kind to you, and that maybe your Thursday is even better. But thank you very much for saying hello. I very much appreciate that. And of course, I would be remiss if I also didn't say, for everyone watching out there, past, present, and future, especially those future folks of you after the robot apocalypse, kindly give our esteemed friend Arcade Renegade a follow. They were last playing Granddad. I have no idea what that is, but I assume that it includes perhaps octogenarians, nonagenarians. I don't know. Feel free to let us know. I'm sorry to say this, and I am ashamed to say this. I have yet to catch one of your streams. I have seen you streaming, and I have chosen poorly and not tuned in, but I hope to correct that soon. Alright, so where were we over here? So yeah, we're making our way out of the Ridley area, and we're getting burned for no reason, of course. How did we do those wall jumps so seamlessly last time? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. You would assume that I actually had done this. Okay, let's recharge and try again. I feel like I'm just getting destroyed for no reason. Tonight has just been a night of celebrities, honestly. We've got like 5 cool people that decided to pop in and say hello. That, I know that I play a fool on stream, because that is kind of just my nature. But it is, I don't know, it just feels delightful. It's just, I don't know. I wish I was as diligent as folks that pop in to say hello. I wish that I could do the same thing. My time on Twitch sometimes can be just a little bit limited, and so I'm always surprised. I'm always happily surprised whenever folks pop in. Thank you so much for the shout out. I did a 12-hour marathon on January 1st to celebrate my 4-year anniversary as a streamer. Congratulations, Arcade. That sounds like an amazing feat on its own. I know that there's folks out there that do day-long streams, and all the power to them. I get very weary by like hour 4, hour 5. I just kind of just start drifting off, start saying nonsense. Kind of like now, but at a faster clip. Um, you know what? We went all that way and we didn't. We still made it. We still had it so that we actually took the fall. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So congratulations to you. Hopefully it's been an amazing 4 years for you. Hopefully you feel like a sense of accomplishment. Hopefully a large part of that was something substantial, something that you can take away with you and say, you know what, this was a fulfilling experience. I feel like while there are highs and lows in the world of streaming, as long as it is a net positive in your life, it is something that's worth pursuing. So congratulations to you. Let's see. So that marathon included a run of Metroid Zero Mission where I beat the game in 2 hours with 15% items collected. It was fast, challenging, and fun. But you also did 4 other games too. Mario Kart 64, Sonic 2, Mega Man X, all chosen by moderators. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Mario Kart 64 is always a good time, so I'm sure that was fun to say the least. But I've never actually played any of the Sonic games, especially any of the classic Sonic games. I mean to correct that at some point. And Mega Man X is, of course, yet another game that I wish I could. I've only ever played to completion Mega Man Zero, and I gotta tell you, it definitely destroyed me for a good chunk of time. But I've been recommended. Lots of folks have actually just recommended Mega Man X to me, and hopefully I can actually do that someday. This is weird. This is a very strange passage. We've never actually gotten to a room where the Chozo was destroyed. What's the deal here? Was there an earthquake? And after I finished the 4 games, I played a 5th bonus game, Granddad, which is an NES bootleg where you play as Fred Flintstone but with Mario's head. It was super. You know what? That already sounds incredibly cursed. Like Granddad. So if your sprite is Fred Flintstone and you got Mario's head on, does that mean that the game that you're actually playing is like the Flintstones game from the NES era, or was it actually a Mario game and you had the Flintstones sprite? That's a weird one. Wait, those I think those are supposed to be screw attack, which we don't have. Yeah, you can't do that with the charge jump, unfortunately. We will get there at some point. I promise we will get there. It is the Flintstones game on the NES, but with Mario's head, and it controls horribly. I don't even know how I beat it, but I did. It was 3 in the morning and my throat was dead. You know what? At the very least, that sounds like a memorable experience. I don't know that there was a lot of Flintstones game on the NES, but I can tell you that I beat one Flintstones game on the NES, and it was the one where you were playing as Fred Flintstone and he had the club and he could either ride the, what is it called, the kangaroo dinosaur, or get wings, or like get fins. But you have to pay Gazoo for it. You have to pay him money. Why does a genie need money is my question. So I don't know if that was the base for the game that you played, but... Where are we? This is a secret passage. So this one was the Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy, which is exactly the one you're... Okay, yeah. That one was fun. I can tell you that was fun, but I can also tell you that I used a cheat where if you like choose the wings and pause and then like keep pausing and unpausing, you can get extra flaps without like using coins. I'm sure that's a well-known trick, but that is the only way that I got through certain challenges. Wings, just like Red Bull. So think of that exact game but with Mario's head. Yeah, that's sounds like a very unusual time. That sounds like unusual to say the least. Let's leave it at that. Ooh, so we have to run. I've got to run. Okay, I think we got enough room to run, so let's do it. But yeah, it sounds like a really fun experience. Oh, I'm guessing it was just to get to this spot, huh? Where are we on the map? Here's the map. Where do you wish to go? Oh, and I know that we've got this entire part over yonder, over here. I wish that there was a way to leave a marker on this map, because obviously there's this Chozo statue that is broken. You don't know exactly why it's broken, but it's broken. And so it's like, well, what's the mystery there? And I feel like I should come back there at some point. Oh, it's like a bomb, right? Oof. Nice. Okay, and we made it all the way to a secret room of some sort. All the way in Norfair. Oh yeah, and I've got to turn off the Churro camera. Unfortunately, well, I mean, fortunately for him, but Churro went to sleep. I put him in his bed, so we can go ahead and turn off the Churro cam. And of course, there he goes. I don't know why I celebrate turning off my Corgi's camera. Let's see. Also, Mega Man X is nowhere near as complicated as Mega Man Zero is. Not as frustrating or challenging. You don't collect a bazillion elves. Just a couple of heart tanks and sub tanks. See, that sounds clean. That sounds reasonable. That sounds like a good time. I get the sense that you know your Mega Man games, so once again, I've only ever beaten Mega Man Zero. I started like the regular Mega Man games on the NES. I haven't played any of the Super Nintendo ones, and that's on me. I should correct that. But it was definitely challenging to just go through that game, and like you got ranked for every level, and the way that you got ranked properly was that, ranked well, was not to use elves, because you were in a way kind of just like killing them. That game was so challenging. All that being said, I would love to play the second one at some point. I will probably play that game at some point, because I'm a masochist. Because I'm insane. Let's see, it is very clean, which is why people prefer X on SNES over Zero on GBA, me included. In fact, I wish the X games had been ported to GBA back in the day. Yeah, and I feel like those have been ported in different ways, but not like that. Not like the way that you're speaking. Is this just... Ooh, screw attack. How dare you. My hopes got up. I hated the ranking of Zero games. X has none of that. Nice. Ooh, is this it? Do we have it? Do you have it? Ah, sweetness. Damage enemies while somersaulting. Try a somersault. Okay, so can you charge us? I know that this is not a feature that was originally found in the original Metroid, but you know what? I love it. Ooh, what? There he goes. Yeah, and I've spoken to folks that tell me that 02 and 03 and even 04 are far more agreeable than original Zero. So I'm glad that I got done with the quote-unquote bad one. But I like the story. I gotta tell you, I like the story. There's something to be said about that. Kind of depressing, but... Ooh. Just destroy everything by just walking around. I like the fact that you're just like a missile, like a tornado. Oh, come on, I want to destroy you. Fine, be that way. Be that way, I don't like you. Is there anything on this floor over here? But yeah, I've got a... Probably it'll be during this very streaming vlog that I'll at some point do the Mega Mans. Do some more Mega Mans. Ooh. Okay, I guess that makes sense now. And we made it to the saves. Beautiful. Okay, so now I gotta remember where I was on the map. Two very good chunks of map that are missing right here are both of these gray areas right below me. This one over here and this one over here. So I'm gonna try and see what I can do in terms of accessing those areas. After that, I feel like if we go back up to Brinstar, there was like a Ridley head and a what's the name of the other guy? Ridley and Kraken? Kratos? Kraid. Yes, there was a Kraid head and a Ridley head, and I know that that's probably where the rest of the game follows. So before I do any of that, I really want to explore as much as I can. Especially now that I've got the screw attack. I bet that there's gonna be like a bunch of blocks that now I can just do with the screw attack. Ooh, and it's no longer toasty around here. Okay, so maybe we just go down. Is it just me, or do I remember that you can actually destroy speed blocks with the screw attack? I don't actually remember, but I felt like that was a thing at some point. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. These guys are crazy! Okay, how do you... There we go. Oh, okay, new map. New area. Oh, and it's the seahorse. How do we... No, wait, it was like this? There we go. There's an answer to everything. This place feels needlessly perilous. I'm almost wondering if any of these blocks are actually like secret... Ooh. Secret blocks. Secret blocks. What was the name of that group of YouTubers, maybe like a decade back? Hidden Block? Were they called Hidden Block? I remember Normal Boots. That of course famously had JonTron. Oh, JonTron. But there was this other group called Hidden Block. Wonder what happened to those guys. Welcome to Warp Zone. They just essentially wait for you to be there. This is a very long corridor. I'm surprised. But I think the thing that I'm just... Nice. The thing that is currently puzzling me right now is just the fact that there is a speed block here. Ouch. Yeah, so why would there be a speed block here? Is it because we came from downstairs all the way up? That doesn't make any sense. No, that doesn't really uncover anything. Why would there be a single speed block here? Let's just play around with the remaining blocks. I can't imagine that we're gonna find anything particularly of interest here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pocket that idea. I'm gonna let it be. And hopefully at some point we realize that we left a hanging thread there. Zero mission does a lot of things, but it certainly doesn't just randomly give you things that will never be necessary, never be useful for something. Whew. And if you're wondering why my PNG was going all sorts of crazy right there, it's because I was coughing up a storm. But okay, let's keep exploring here. Is there anything in this particular area? Oh, and see, once again we get the speed stuff. I love the power glove. It is so bad. Yeah, so there's got to be something that has got to activate this, and I wonder if maybe I know that with the speed boost you can jump. One thing that I have never gotten the ability to try is that technique where you like speed up and then you like crouch, and then after that you can like jump somewhere. But maybe it's high time for that. Like maybe over here. See, and those are speed stuff. It's not a speed stick, it's a speed jump thing. What is this place? And of course, oh, hey, what is up with that? Can we actually enter lava? Oh, there is no lava. The floor is not lava. Nice. Yeah, this screw attack makes things a lot easier. I felt like there was something over there, though. I have a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Okay, so maybe not, but once again, the idea is that I wanna do the run. And so before I forget it, I'm gonna try and do it from here. Wait, how do you... I had the charge. What happened there? Oh, man. Oh, boy. Okay. We're gonna have to perfect this right now. How was it like jump into the direction? Wait, why? Okay, I'm gonna have to Google this because clearly I'm not doing it right. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Zero mission. Speed. Booster. Supersonic speeds. Run fast, break obstacles, fly. Salmons can take off in the air. Start the boost, charge the booster, pause, tap down on the control pad to pause the boost, and then tap the jump key to resume the boost. Continue the boost. Press and hold a directional button to continue the boost. Perform a shine spark when Samus is flashing. Push down to lock in the energy, then hit A to activate this. Okay, so what we have to do is once we press down, there we go. After crouching, press A without any direction. Once you press A, then press the direction. Okay, so it's an order of operations. Thank you very much, Arcade. I appreciate that. I was literally reading the Google thing as you were typing that. Okay, so let's see if we can actually pull it off. And of course I I didn't hit the directional pad. Life is pain. Thank you very much for the tip. We're almost there. Gotta focus. Clear your mind of whimsy. Be as the ginkgo flower. Wait, what? What was the point of that? I thought something majestic was gonna happen, or like I was gonna find some treasure. Was that just like a shortcut for the whole thing? Okay, I'm a confused. It was a shortcut, yeah. That's fine. At least I have learned it. At least I have learned how to use it. But once again, thank you very much for the tip. The hot tip, as they say. Almost as good as the Nintendo Power Hotline. Phone calls used to be so expensive back in the day. Okay, but now I can proceed in peace. Now I can actually just focus on what's happening. It won't be clawing at the back of my head. So let's go down. Down in an earlier round. And sugar, we are going down swinging. Okay, so now we're exploring this relatively new area. And we're actually gonna go ahead and pour the rest of our old Rasputin. We're actually getting into the last quarter of our stream. I try to, at least on Wednesdays, I try to keep it into a tight 120. A tight 120, as they say. Nobody says a tight 120. I like to say a tight 120. So I want to say we're wrapping up. Wrapping-ish up, maybe. And to your health. And of course, while this is a drinks-friendly stream, we highly advocate the consumption of pure, healthy dihydrogen monoxide, otherwise known as water, otherwise known as the element which brings life, as coined by Kitana from the Mortal Kombat movie. Water, it helps you stay hydrated, helps you regulate your metabolics, and helps you stave off the deleterious effects of alcohol imbibing. So please drink up. Ouch. Ah. Wait, what is... Why can't I... Is it just like a well-timed jump? No, I think with the screw attack you can actually do a... like a second like jump, right? Does that work in this game? I feel like it was like when you were descending. At least I think that's how it worked in Super Metroid. When you were descending, you could make a second jump. And of course, I'm just getting burnt here. I'm going to just go ahead and check whether or not this is actually feasible. Okay, so zero mission, screw attack, second jump. Whew. Screw attack powers automatically engage while spin jumping. Okay, screw attack does not allow for a second jump in the traditional sense. It only functions as an attack during a jump, meaning you cannot perform a second jump mid-air just by activating the screw attack. Your jump height and air time are determined by your other abilities, like the space jump, if you have it. Okay, only during a jump. What is the space jump? Do I have that? Do I have a space jump? Probably not. It sounds like an extra thing. Where's my status? Suit area, speed booster, high jump, screw attack. So space jump must be something else. Space jump is a highly advanced blah blah blah. Okay, so I guess I don't have it. Let me see if there's any alternative ways to get this super missile. Yeah, that's not gonna help anybody. If only I could just bomb jump out of here. I feel like we could technically bomb jump all the way up, but even at this height, like even if we made it all the way up using the bomb jump, we would still not be able to angle our way in such a way that we will actually be able to make it that way. So that's okay. We'll just have to remember this for whenever we get the fabled space jump. Okay, so we made it over here. There's definitely some treasure over there. I think at this point we have to make it out of Brinstar. Maybe try and check out Crateria. Crateria is always a good time, full of mystery. Definitely before moving deeper into the planet, I think that's a good idea. Well, now that I see it, there's also like another little circle bitty down here. Maybe try to go over there. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Thank you. I'm glad I thought of it. I thought of it. Alright, that's not a door. Beautiful. So we could go ahead and use that fancy schmancy shortcut. Let's give it a shot. Let's do it. Oh, of course, I didn't run from the previous room. Oh, I love it. Oh wait, there was a way up? No, that doesn't make sense. Ails, you fool! Out of my way. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's try and make our way all the way down here. I feel like I should probably go down. Do it that way. How do we actually make it down, though? Ooh. How would you even access that? Oh, I think that's where that might have been. Definitely a lot of running room here. You know what? I don't know that that's worth it. Maybe the goal here is to simply take the long route. It's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We've got this. Or my name is not Geldegard Monotoli. And I'm sure that that is fake lava. That's just screaming fake lava. Okay, these things are so obnoxious. Okay. And that's probably another fake lava thing. No, it's actually real. Weird. I wonder what was here. Okay, I need to just get out. Beautiful. Ouch. I really need to watch my health. I've been a little too liberal with it. Seems like there's something. No, it's just a bubble. Yeah, so I wonder how you actually get up there. It was probably one of these things that you can only access from one direction, right? Yeah, it's like you probably have to go all the way from the bottom and then ascend. So yeah, let's go all the way to the right. DC catapult on the right. And that is, of course, a reference to Mech Warriors. Right, these take missiles. Yeah. Beautiful. And if you're just joining us, we are enjoying a delicious Old Rasputin Imperial Stout. Rasputin, of course, enemy of Anastasia. Enemy of Anastasia. Nice, nice. So at least we got one save in. I feel like we hadn't saved in quite some time, so that was just a little bit concerning. Just a little bit. Let's go for this next upgrade. And of course it's toasty in here. And you know what they say, all toasters toast toast. How far can we get here? Ooh, speed. We need speed. I got the need for speed. Nice. Okay. So then it's all the way to the right. Was this one of these places where there was those disgusting larva things? And I am not talking about Larvitar, our friend Larvitar, of course. There's something here. Maybe on the roof? Maybe from the top. I am definitely not at the top. Okay. Let's go ahead with the tried and true, bomb everything until something reveals itself. The one reason why they give you unlimited bombs, of course. To make sure that you bomb everything. It's kind of like the can. Oh, hey. Huzzah! Energy tank acquired. Look at that. We do love our energy tanks here, folks. Can you imagine what an energy tank must be like? Like, you know how there's instances where you go to the gas station and you don't necessarily like fill up your gas tank. What you actually end up doing is you go to you get one of these little red containers that allow you to house gasoline. I feel like that's probably like what an energy tank looks like. Like a little red tank that Samus carries around. Okay, let's sit here for a minute. Very nice. At the very least, I'm going to say that I am really satisfied with the fact that I've been able to get as many energy tanks as I have without necessarily resorting to a guide. I definitely did that with Super Metroid. I feel like those were really hidden. Really hidden, extremely hidden. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, it was tough finding them. And I definitely had to resort with guides for that. Oh, I can't go down? I can't just simply go down? Ah, okay. There's gotta be a better way. Okay, so let's run and then go down and see if we can actually hit this little gray area right over here. We haven't been here in a while, so there's a chance that either the super missiles or the screw attack will actually grant us entrance over there. Over there! Oh my gosh, I'm getting destroyed by this ridiculous thing on the floor. Oh no. I hope, yes, they come back. They come back, folks. Huh, so you can't just... Oh, I see. Oh, wow. So silly of me. Can I just... Can you just jump into it, please? There you go. Oh, I feel like I destroyed the floor here. That's what happened there. Okay, so right now there's complete floor. Don't destroy it. Don't be a bonehead. Ah, I forgot to shoot the door. Shoot the enemy to open the core. Okay, nice. Go down, go down. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see if we can actually make our way to this little gray room over here. The gray room. You know what was relaxing back in the day? I want to say maybe the late 90s. So me, like a bunch of other members of families that had cable, had a channel known as the preview channel, which at some point became the TV Guide channel. And you know, the entire purpose of that channel was to show you what was coming up on TV next. And you know, it kind of did its purpose. You had to stare at it for about a couple minutes for it to actually tell you what you could watch, what you couldn't watch. But the thing that I appreciated was the fact that it was actually pretty calming. I gotta say, like, it played relatively, like, I know it played commercials every once in a while, but it also just like played relatively relaxing, like, I don't know, sometimes it just played like acoustic guitar. Oh, there we go, green missiles. And that was nice. I don't know, there was something like soothing about that. Ooh, and it's hot in here. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so the preview channel. Go figure. What a weird time to live in. Oh, I gotta stop getting burnt. Will we actually make it? Go, go, go. Can you... I feel like we're just like destroying everything right now. Okay, good. At least we had enough energy tanks to like keep us alive that entire... Oh, there's something there. Now I have to go back. I have to go back. There we go. Beautiful. Gotta follow the map. Oh boy. The little chamber that could. Definitely there was a lot to see here. Ooh, hello. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it was a trap! Ah. Please don't tell me it's a... Arr. Okay, so how did we make it the first time around? Was there just like a wall of like bombable blocks? Was that the reason? Okay, so it was this thing right here. So I think there has to be a way for us not to maybe bomb it from here so it sets off the entire explosion. Right, but then how do we actually make it over there? Whoa, hey. And hello, Huami Fairy. How are you doing this fine day? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday/Thursday. I believe you are in the future. I hope the week has been treating you well. Thank you very much for popping in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Today was a rough day, but it's okay. I made it through somehow. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, sometimes it can be... I feel like there are days where when you wake up and you feel like you have the energy to tackle anything, and then the day just throws you a curveball. and you never end up recovering from it, and it feels terrible. But you know what I at least like to tell myself is tomorrow the sun will rise and there will be a chance for things to be better again. So, I know nothing about the situation, but I certainly wish you well. Just got home from visiting my dad in the hospital. I understand. Yeah, today was depression, but it's okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Once again, I'm not gonna pry into your business, but um, I hope whatever he is suffering from is nothing too serious, and I'll leave it at that. Um, not to overshare things, but my grandmother um, is currently not doing well. Yeah, and I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, it is good to see you. I hope you are well otherwise. How goes Metroid? It is going okay. I've actually been making progress, even though I've actually been being very silly with the things that I've been doing. Somehow I made it, and I got the screw attack, which is a very useful technique in order to actually just like break through blocks and things like that. But I've come to realize the fact that I need the space jump in order to actually do double jumps, which will allow me to actually break through certain things and get certain upgrades. So I'm having a lot of fun. I Sometimes I just get randomly frustrated because the game does put you into these rooms that sort of demand for you to like master certain advanced techniques. Like our friend Arcade was just letting us know how to use the speed boost in order to break through blocks without necessarily running into them. And I was like, wait, how would I have known that? But it worked out okay. It worked out okay. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, again, I don't want to bog anybody with my own issues, but all I will say, I grew up in Peru. I was born in Peru. Uh, a lot of my family is still in Peru, and I'm definitely due for a visit. And I hope that I think that it has got to happen this year, for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons being visiting my grandparents. Yeah, my dad had to get surgery today. He had to get his right pinky toe amputated. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful. Hold on just a second. And I took him some clothes, a warmer blanket. That was very kind of you. I'm glad that you thought about that. Maybe your dad was concerned with, how cold it was, but that was thoughtful. I feel like a little piece of home and hospital setting goes a long way. So good on you. Are you going to go back soon? Honestly, it is something that I think about. At this point, it's been like, I am ashamed to say this, but it's been like 20 years at this point. And the thing is, I feel like I need to coordinate with my brothers, my siblings. We've always wanted to do like this very long trip. Not a very long trip, but like this elaborate trip where, a couple of us already have significant others, and it would be like a thing where we would go with our significant others and like visit the family, and that would be nice. But I feel like at this point we just need to go. We probably just need to go. Travel is hard when you're an adult, especially to far off places, with the pressures that life puts on you. Yeah, as soon as I put the blanket on him, he was like, "This is so much better." Yeah, I'm glad that made him feel better. But yeah, soon I hope. Soon I hope. These things are always so difficult to coordinate. Ooh, missiles. Oh, and of course this just leads you all the way back up. which might actually be the way that we have to go. I feel like we've accomplished everything that we needed to accomplish here at Brinstar, so we might actually have to go. And unfortunately, we are very, very close to reaching our Cinderella time. The next time that it prompts me for ads, I'm probably gonna have to wrap it up. Uh, Let me go read this for a second. I went to go see my grandma a month ago because she's not doing well either. My mother is currently there looking after her. Well, I'm glad that she has family there, but it was probably the last time I'm able to see her. And I'm sorry to hear that. As an adult, these are some of the things that we come about, and obviously everyone processes things differently, right? I'm not going to suggest that my relationship with my grandparents is the same as anybody's relationships with their grandparents, but I can tell you that I definitely love my grandparents. They were there for me during my upbringing. I want to say up until like 10, 10, 11, something like that. So I definitely have great memories of them. But it has come to a point in my life that, I can't be there for them. I call them every once in a while. I'm not very good at it because I'm not very good at it. And I know that one day they're going to go because they're very much getting up there. And I know that I'm not going to make a great difference in their lives for me to like stop and say hi. This is me as a several decades older than you remember me. It won't necessarily matter, but it does still mean something, and I would like to, at some point at least just do that. And yeah, just life just makes it difficult. Anyways, I know that I've said a bunch of nothing. You simply reminded me of a few things that are very significant to me. My grandmother lives in Samoa. Yeah, that's definitely a ways away. I have many memories of her from when I was young. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I know that I will make a big difference, but I would like to be there for them, even if I know it will probably be the last time. That's a heavy way to wrap up, but I appreciate the fact that sorry, fact is a silly word. I appreciate that you're sharing some of these thoughts with us, Huami Fairy. That's very kind of you. I know it's not the simplest thing. Okay, so this is let's charge up for a hot minute there. I don't know if that's necessarily a hot minute, but 'twas a hot something. Let's find that save room all the way at the bottom, and I think that's where we'll actually call it. It's been an eventful night. We've had so many friends on stream today. And maybe that's the greatest victory. And we're not gonna be able to make it to the save room, are we? Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. Is there like a shortcut all the way up there? Yeah, of course. Thank you for sharing too. I hope you're doing well otherwise. Again, not to... I like to tell my friends that I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, if you tell me how I'm doing, unfortunately, I never say, oh, I'm doing okay. I kind of just like dump nonsense on them. This week has been a little bit tough, not necessarily because of family or anything like that. It was actually my first week back at work. And yes, I am blessed to have had time off during the holidays. That's wonderful. I love it. But at the same time, going back and just dealing with like emails and messages and this and that, it just kills the soul. It's rough. It's a rough time. It's been a rough week, but you know what? Tomorrow's the last day, so it'll be okay. It's your first week back too. I hope that it's been kind on you. Hopefully it's been a slow week for you. Unfortunately, because of my particular position, let me simply say that a number of folks depend on me doing my job, and I'll leave it at that. Um, but yeah, it's just been a rough week. But maybe next week will be better. It's been kind of busy. Yeah, I get that. The beginning of the week is always the beginning of any year is a little bit busy. But hopefully, at the very least, it's something that maybe not necessarily takes your mind off things, but gives you a little bit more to think about. Maybe switch things up. That sometimes helps during difficult times. But with that, let's go back to intermission. And let's see what we're gonna do here. Okay, so I think that has been the Ales and Fails stream, folks, for today. What is today? I guess it's the 9th of January at this point. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. Thank you very much, Kwame Ferry, for dropping in. I'm sorry that I couldn't hang out some more. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Very much appreciate everything that you've been able to share with us. Certainly appreciate the rest of the friends that made it here today. Falco Forte was here, Chungus was here, Rich Glitch gave us a very generous raid. We had our friend Arcade Renegade as well, and then of course, how could I forget, last but not least, the fool TDPPG was also graced us with his presence. That's okay. I still feel it though. I still feel it. Once again, I very much appreciate whenever you stop by and talk to us. If you are interested in my kind of nonsense, and I pray that you don't. I'm a silly person that says silly things half the time. The other half of the time, it is mostly chaos and nonsense. I do stream on both Wednesdays, like today, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, I am mostly playing Metroid Zero Mission, and on Fridays, I am playing Final Fantasy VIII and Baldur's Gate 3. We've actually switched up from Elden Ring to Baldur's Gate 3. So look forward to that. If you're interested in knowing my schedule, I do have some socials where I very likely post those. Here they are in case you are interested. Once again, I suggest that you don't follow me. Let's go ahead and raid a friend. And actually, speaking of Mega Man, we were talking about Mega Man earlier. Let's go ahead and raid our friend Mog Zero, who we haven't raided in quite some time. He's a cool fellow. I like him. I feel like I don't pay him enough visits. He's currently playing Mega Man X5, and I can't imagine a better switch for us right now. So let's go ahead and rate him. Mega Man X5 is what he is playing right now. Let me go ahead and post some raid messages in case you're interested in dropping some of those in. The first one is for viewers, the next one is for followers, and half the time I post this, I always remember to copy them myself. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for popping in today. It's been it was a short stream, but honestly, I feel like it was well worth it for all the conversations that we had. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And as I like to end these things, stay thirsty, LPAC. We will see you again.